Quick disclaimer before we get into it, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Crypto is high risk. Do your own research. Let's get into it. What is going on in the markets? What is happening with Bitcoin? What next? What to expect? Is the bull market over? All of these questions I'm going to go through in today's video. I'm going to be talking to you about Memecoins, AI, and a couple of other narratives that I am adding to at these moments. So if any of that sounds like it could be for you, like, comment, subscribe. Also, if you want to join the Discord, we have called some absolute bangers there over the last few months. 100% free to join. If you do want to join gold tier though, which I would highly recommend, I'll leave a link down below. Either way, you can start off in the free section and then move up from there. Alrighty, let's get into it. So Bitcoin at the moment, we are chopping. Nothing to be too excited about until we either close above that 12k mark or until we close below that 17k mark. So I've drawn those two boxes out. Really nothing in this box matters too much to me. What I want to do is I want us to chop around there before we close above that 12.5k. That's what I want to be seeing. That is when I'll have a little bit more confidence. Conversely, if we start to close below that 17.5k mark, then yeah, we could be in for a little bit more pain, and I'll be targeting closer to that 100k mark. That being said, there's a lot of exciting stuff happening at the moment in crypto, and I do think that we could be primed to go higher. Might not be today, tomorrow, this week, or next week, but I do think there is a decent chance, not financial advice, of us going higher over the next couple of months. So what am I doing at the moment given the fact that the market is quite uncertain? Well, I'm adding to my safety plays. Now, I do always recommend that you have 30% of your portfolio in stablecoins. That's boring. No one wants to hear that, even though that's how I play and that's what I always talk about in my Discord. What am I adding to at the moment? Well, I'm being boring. I'm adding to the big boys. I've added a lot to my Ethereum in the last few weeks. I've added a lot to my BNB in the last few weeks, and I've added a lot to my Solana in the last few weeks. Why am I adding to these ones? Well, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but let's look at a chart that you've probably seen 100 times before. It is just the movement of money flowing in the markets, starting off with Bitcoin, then it moves down into Ethereum. Pretty much it goes from the largest market cap coin, Bitcoin, down into the higher market caps. So that is how it's always been. We have had meme outperformers, so I do have a large percentage of my portfolio in meme coins, and I do trade meme coins as the narratives heat up. That being said, for me, one of the most logical next moves is for those large caps. It's for Solana to absolutely cook. Solana I've been entering quite heavily as it is at a level that I think makes a lot of sense. Huge amount of support around here between 170 all the way up to 180. So this level for me, it's a relatively low risk play. It also allows me to have the native token for meme coins to be able to trade quickly. What I mean by that is if a Solana meme coin pops up that I think is super hot, I've already got Sol ready. So I'm going to be benefiting off holding that Solana if the market goes up. It also is going to be likely one of the first movers. And if I do find a hot coin in that narrative, I'm going to be able to jump on it quickly. So Solana, BNB, and Ethereum. Super boring, but that's what I've been adding to quite a lot at the moment. Other than that, I've been adding to a couple of my meme coins. I do think memes are going to be the strongest narrative this cycle. I'll quickly touch on a couple of other coins that I have added to recently. Casper, not a meme coin, obviously, another layer one. This one has a huge amount of potential. It's once again at a huge amount of support. If you've been in this one for a long time, pretty frustrating hold. However, I do think that Casper is one of the only coins that actually has the potential to shake up the financial systems if everything does go according to plan. So yeah, Casper for me, smart contracts, bullish. I think this one goes higher, not financial advice. Other than that, AI is my only pick. I've got Hash AI at the moment. This one added another decent entry level. Kind of anywhere around this level, I think is going to be a decent entry. Team is cooking. They've got actual infrastructure utility. And if you know anything about them, they use artificial intelligence to determine the most profitable proof of work cryptos to mine at any given time. What I also like about them is when they rip very, very quickly. So as you can see back here, it ripped up about a 7x over the space of a couple of weeks. Even more recently, when it had a little bit of a pump, over a couple of weeks, it ripped up 500%. This is a coin that moves quickly. So I do have some Hash AI. I've been adding to it recently. I think around here at 302, pretty damn good entry point. This is as low as it's ever been, and I'm not too sure if it's going to get any lower, sitting at a 20 mil market cap. Alrighty, let's get into meme coins. I know this is why you're here. You want to hear what meme coins I'm buying, how degenerate I'm going. Well, let's dive straight in. So One of the ones that I'm actually adding to at the minute, Dapper Doggo, is very bullish on this meme coin. I think it's quite undervalued, which might sound strange considering it is a pumped off on meme coin. But if you want to have a look on their website, they've got an AI art generator, so you can prompt a scene, create your own doggo art. They've also just got nice little touches on their site, so you can feed dogs, so you can throw a biscuit to this Dapper Doggo, you can pat it as well, or you can take it for a walk. So just these little things, I quite like that as a bit of a touch. They've also got NFTs. The NFT sold out in 22 minutes. Now, they do have a Discord, which I also like. So if you want to go in their Discord, you can have a bit of a look. So in their Discord, they have multiple different sections. If you want to find their NFTs, you can click on their official links and have a look at all of the NFTs that they have. Currently, they've got a floor price of 0.76 Sol, so that is up about a 7x. And you can have a look at all these different NFTs that they got listed. Pretty damn cool, if you ask me. Good art, bullish project, like what they're doing. FBB4, that's my other massive thesis at the minute. So I've been adding quite heavily to my FBB4 coins. Pepe coin, it's the original frog, the original Pepe. If you haven't seen my video on it, I would highly recommend going and watching it. Find me on Twitter. It's pinned on my page. It's about an 8-minute watch. Delves right down into the depths of why Pepe coin makes a huge amount of sense, and the whole history behind Pepe coin. I think it is 8 minutes well spent. So Pepe coin currently coming down once again into another major level of support. Anywhere around these prices I think is a good entry, not financial advice. 25 million market cap. It has bled down a huge amount, but just to get up to its all-time highs, we're talking about a 32x. Wild. Pretty damn wild. So yeah, huge amount of upside. Also, we've got Kekistan, another FBB4 coin. If you're not familiar with FBB4, FBB4 is the ethical whale who buys and does not sell. So if you want to have a look, it's this wallet that ends in FBB4. Have a look at the transactions. Only buys, no sells. So this is the FBB4 thesis. He buys alongside us. He enters the market with the same risks as us and supports projects through continual buying. So I see this almost like a sophisticated burn wallet. I'm sure there might be other wallets out there controlled by this individual, but the FBB4 wallet I almost see as tokens burned. He has not sold a single coin from these wallets, and I don't think he will, as I think if he did sell any coins from the wallet, then the whole thesis would be invalidated. So yeah, bullish on FBB4, bullish on Kekistan. This is one of the original memes from back in the day, mid-2000s, Trump-Clinton election. Way back there. So Kekistan was seen as a symbol of the alt-right, but they've had a rebrand. They've got a lot of new blood in the project. Bullish on what they are doing. We also have Book of Ethereum. Now, mysterious founders, they've been rewarding their holders ever since their inception. So started way back the 24th of April 2024, gave out a couple of airdrops, rocketed all the way up to 82 million. Their NFTs came out. They have since bled around here. They are holding higher lows though. If you want to have a look, their last few lows are higher than the previous ones before. So I do think there is a decent chance that the lows are in here, not financial advice. And if we do continue on up, I think the buy pressure is only going to increase. All the KOLs that they have are organic. They're not paying for anyone. And there are wallet links with multiple Ethereum founders, and they have been interacted with by multiple Ethereum founders as well. Bullish on that. Bullish on the community members that are working their absolute hearts out. So yeah, shout out to all the community members that are cooking for Book of Ethereum. So those are the three FBB4 plays that I'm bullish on. Toshi. So Toshi, once again, don't have a huge amount of exposure to Toshi, but 300 million market cap. Memes have been bleeding. Look at this chart. It has been continuously setting higher floors. Really like what Toshi is doing. 300 million might sound high, but when all of the other projects really are bleeding out and Toshi is continuously laddering up, yeah, I like what I'm saying. So bullish on Toshi. I think this is the premier blue chip on base, and I think it is being more and more unquestionably the play to go to as time progresses onward. Yeah, bullish on Toshi. I like what they're doing. Last one to quickly touch on, we have Beast. So Beast Seller, it's the front cover of Matt Fury's new book, Cortex Vortex. Once again, we are at an area that you could look to enter. If you just want to have a look at it purely on a chart, it looks like this is a little bit of a range forming. So while we are in this range, at the bottom end of the range around that 600k mark, good time to enter. More risk off when we get close to that million, but I think it's going to chop around in that range until it makes its decision. Now, what I mean by that is if it decides to ladder on up as the market is bullish, I think we do have a send from there with a bit of resistance coming up. If we do lose this level, once again, it looks more short-term bearish. That being said, I think the narrative is really good. Front cover of Matt Fury's new book. It's the only cover as well that he's had that has been one single full-page character. So yeah, I like what they're doing with Beast Seller, and I think you could do worse than checking out this project. All right, now last up, I'm going to talk more about Book of Ethereum. So Book of Ethereum, one of the reasons that I am bullish on it is because they continuously cook stuff up. Now, what I mean by that, so they've had multiple different projects, they've had airdrops, they have just cooked up a utility arm, Holy Labs. What they've been doing this whole time has been rewarding holders. Now, Hope and Profit have previously seemed a little bit confusing. Why have they been included? The founders have said the whole time there will be utility for them, and it sounds like you will be getting Hope and Profit staking rewards for staking them, much like you get rewards for staking your NFTs. So you can stake Believer NFTs to get Holy tokens as a reward. Now, it sounds like you're going to also be able to stake Hope, Profit, and Book of Ethereum or Boo, staking those, getting you rewards. Now, if you want to have a look at the price of Boo, so market cap is 15 million, the market cap of Profit and the market cap of Hope are around 600,000 each. So these are significantly lower market caps, and reportedly there'll be the same staking rewards for Hope and Profit as there will be for Book of Ethereum. So Book of Ethereum is undoubtedly the premier coin, and it's got the most amount of my exposure. But I did just take a little bit of a punt on History of Pepe or Hope, as I do think if we do get large staking rewards from this coin, it's going to be quite desirable in the future. So I have just bought a good size bag of History of Pepe, and yeah, I think this one, if you do get good staking rewards, could net you some pretty decent gains. Alrighty, legends, that's going to wrap it up for me. Hopefully you got a little bit of value out of this one. Really, the summary is just play it a little bit safe at the moment. Stick to the main larger coins. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, and Solana. Really, those coins and your stable coins should make up a good chunk of your portfolio. If they don't, you're playing it a little bit risky for my liking. I think it's always good to have 30% of your portfolio in stable coins. Also, though, I do see a huge amount of upside coming in the market. So whether that is days, weeks, or months away, I think we are not topped. I think we have a lot of excitement to come. So yeah, bullish on crypto, bullish on the markets, and yeah, pretty keen to see these charts rocket up with you all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, once again, if you want to join my Discord, free link down in the description of the video. If you do want that gold tier member, it is about $10 a week if you sign up with WAP. So that will give you a lot more alpha channel, gold chat, let you know my current positions. Also, it's got one of our analysts who has his news section there, and we do VCs, which are AMAs where you can jump online, ask me anything, do those pretty regularly. Alrighty, legends, that's going to wrap it up. Appreciate it, appreciate you, and I'll catch you in the next one.